First down and 10. Fields keeps it, gets rid of it quickly to Robert Tonyan, who...
Hey, Stanford.
Second and 11. Fields was looking to run again. Denver ready for it. And there's the sack for Nick Bonito. Third and 15. Cooper's coming. Fields throws. And it's caught by DJ Moore. Slips a couple of tackles. Spinning his way. And very close to a first down.
He's going to play the game that Russ has always played. You see it there on the first play. Just make easy, quick decisions.
Second and 6. Russell gets rid of it quickly, and he's got a man. And is Wilson again throwing. Nice catch by Judy, and there he goes. Jerry Judy. Loss of 1 on that play. Wilson on second and 11. Blitz coming, they pick it up. Wilson stands in there and finds his man, Nate Atkins. Wilson gets rid of it to McLaughlin. At the 15, up ahead, and he's still going for a touchdown. Fields over the middle. Oh, what a catch and a first down for Chicago. Fields holding on to it. Now throws sideline. It's caught, and it's going to be very close. 4th and 1. Under center, it's Tonyan, and he was the one that took the snap, and Denver saying they stopped him.
319.
Should be the final play of the first quarter. Fields fakes it, holds on to it. Here comes Gregory. Fields gets rid of it to Mooney, who's got some room. 9th play of the drive. First down and 10. Fields was looking deep. He's going to take a shot. Downfield, he's got a man more. Was he in? No signal yet. Touchdown! DJ Moore!
Well, this one is going to be close. You see the right foot get down there. I don't know if that right foot actually touched the ground. I'm not sure it caught any of the grass. I mean, that was an unbelievable body adjustment by DJ Moore, but I'm not sure this
that right foot
does not catch the ground.
He did kick the pylon. Let's watch this. Ooh.
Quick pass. Caught by Mims, and he is spun down. That's a great play. Out of the penalty, first down and 15. Fields throws on the run. DJ Moore has it again. First down inside the... Second and 7. Fields wide open is Komet. Touchdown Bears.
Yeah, it's beautiful right here. You're going to see them motion to this 2-by-2 set, but they're in cover 3 on the defensive side of the ball, and it screws up responsibilities of defenders right here. You're going to see indecision by 49 and 42 of who's supposed to carry that seam.
Remember, we told you Javonte Williams questionable with a hip injury. He's not out there. McLaughlin, the running back, on first and 10. And they do run it with the rookie. Slips a tackle. McLaughlin very shifty. And he picks up the first down. A 14-yard run for Jaleel McLaughlin. 20 yards rushing for McLaughlin. He also has Denver's touchdown through the air. Wilson to the air here. Rolling out, still on his feet. Keeping the play alive, and now he's taken down. Wilson, good protection. Checks it down underneath. That is Piron running over defenders and stop. There goes Herbert, and he's got room with one man back, and Turner yells.
319.
Flea flicker. Fields gets decked, and it's caught on the juggle. Was he in bounds? Yes! Goal for the Bears, trying to add to their lead. Play fake. Fields rolling right. He's going to turn it up, or is he going to throw it? He does! Touchdown! Number 2 for Cole Komet.
Examples of other teams. Last week they played the Kansas City Chiefs, and they do the same thing with Patrick Mahomes. He runs to the line of scrimmage, waits for the defense to commit, and then throws the ball or runs it. Great job by Justin Fields here. Locate.
Those are the things that cause you to lose games.
Wilson throwing on first down, and Wilson steps up. He's going to run it himself. Can he get to the chains? He's slot. Fields, he's got DJ Moore wide open, and Moore holds. Fields, pressure coming, and he is sacked. Delayed handoff, and there goes McLaughlin to the 30, and McLaughlin. Wilson runs out of the pocket. Fans wanted a hold, no flag. Wilson deep down the field for Judy, incomplete. No flag. Fields with time to DJ Moore for a first down.
Allow you to not have to be perfect.
3rd and 9, pressure coming. Fields takes a shot, and Fields has all day to Mooney. He's got the first down. Dragged down by Turner Yell. 15th play of the drive, 3rd and goal. Fields keeping the play alive to the end zone, and it's caught. Touchdown, Herbert.
Well, they put him on the edge. They go with the keeper action, but this is all Justin Fields. I mean, this play was not designed to work like this.
McLaughlin through midfield. He's got the speed into Bears territory and ripped down from behind at the 26 by Brisker. Biggest play of the day for Denver so far. Piron out of the backfield. Inside the 20, and another Denver. Wilson, and he's got his man McLaughlin again. Russell Wilson trying to do it himself, gets an extra nudge from his teammate. They're throwing. Wilson has time, good protection, to the end zone, wide open, touchdown. Brandon Johnson, his 3rd touchdown of the season, and a big drive for Denver. They had to have it against Washington, and now his 3rd of the season right here.
And this was beautiful scheme to just get Brandon Johnson screaming across the back.
Fields over the middle, broken up. Turner Yell. And after the Mims return, they'll start at the 32-yard line. They pitch it. There goes McLaughlin again for another Denver first down. Play clock down to 2. Wilson trying to get it off. He does. Pressure coming. Wilson fires to Judy. And Jerry Judy has 3rd and 6. Pressure's coming. Wilson fires on the run. Judy's left alone, and he's got the first and still going. Jerry Judy to the 25 situation. Wilson over the middle, caught, touchdown, Cortland Sutton.
319.
1st and 10, play fake, pressure's coming, Fields lost the football, Cooper scoops it up, off to the races, and he will score!
He's turning his back to the line of scrimmage, and we talked about that at the start. They've done such a great job of keeping his eyes in front of him all day. Turns the back to the line of scrimmage there and just does not feel Cooper coming off the edge. He's been nearly perfect all day, but that one hurts.
I understand the play call from Luke Getsy. I understand it. I get it. You're trying to.
Fans here at Soldier Field are making some noise. Fields surveying the scene. Now chased out. He's got some room to run. He'll run it. He's got the first. All the way up. Approaching 5 minutes to go. Tied at 28. Herbert again has had some space up. Looking for more. And he's got the first down. Herbert bruising his way. Carrying defenders with him. Oh! Herbert. Can he sneak through again? No. Stopped a yard shy of a first. They go for it. And I don't think he got there. I know you guys say you like it. Why not go for it the first time?
I like keeping the ball in the hole.
Would have been a 35-yard field goal. Instead, Denver takes over with the ball and 1 timeout. Wilson on first down. He's looking deep. He's got Mims down there. There goes Mims, the rookie, tackled at the 34, and Denver's already in field goal range. 3rd and 10. Wilson in the shotgun. He will throw. On the slant, Sutton could not hold on.
It's likely a pass play, not a run play.
Lutz is 0 for 1. on 50-yard attempts this season. This one's on the way, and it is good! Cooper back in the game. Fields finds Cole Kmet with some room to run. Stiff arm on Singleton, who's able to bring... Bottom of your screen, that's the matchup. DJ Moore and Pat Surtain on 3rd and 10. Fields to Moore. He's got the first down. Up to midfield, and Surtain. 3rd down and 13. Santos' career long is 55 yards. Pressure coming. Fields over the middle. Intercepted! Picked off by Jackson, and he goes to the ground. And the Broncos will escape with their first win of the year. And Matt Eberflus is going to have to answer a lot of tough questions after this game.
You said it, the decision to go for it.